Okay, so let's get through Show Me the Money. We've talked about the FAFSA form, how you do it, how you receive it. Don't forget the deadline. Do it early. Don't wait on your tax return if you don't have it. Just go ahead and do it. Get it in. You can always correct it later. Once you get it in, show me the money. Who's paying for college? Whose job is it? Who's got the money? Where do I get money to pay for college? Well, the premise under the federal aid program is that the family, your family is the primary person responsible for paying for your college education. And we know that families sometimes can resort to family savings. Sometimes they'll go and take advantage of some assets. Some take out home equity loans. We don't advocate that. But some families are very creative in how they pay for their kids' education. Some have rich uncles and aunts and stuff, so that they can do that. But by and large, the largest person who has the money is the federal government. Billions of dollars we award to students every year. And we're going to talk about some of those programs that we provide for you to pay for college. You'll also find here, we see that schools have money as well. Each institution, many of them have scholarship funds. You do have to apply. You do need to meet their deadlines. Check with any school that you're interested in. Ask them, do I qualify for scholarships? Now, you're going to have to do your part, though. You're going to have to make good grades and be a conscientious student, but they do have funds available, especially those private institutions, but even state schools. Then there's the private sector. You'd be surprised at the number of companies like Walmart who offer scholarships for students, your Rotary Club, your churches. Scholarships come from all sources, and we're going to be talking about that later, but there's everybody. It's a shared responsibility. You might find that your financial aid award letter has a combination of this, or paying for college, you're having to tap into all of these resources. And that wouldn't be surprising. Many students do. Some families have to come up with the money that the government wants you see that we do have limits. And once you've reached your max, if the school and other private sectors can't cover your total cost of education, then the family will come in. So some of the options to pay, of course, you can use past income. Many families actually convert or cash out assets, as we see. Sometimes they use the 529 college savings plan to help pay. Sometimes they use current income. Some families are able to use their current income to help write a check. My kid's going to college, I'm writing a check. They're able to do that. Some families are not, but that's an option to use the current income. Future income, you see that you can borrow. We'll talk about student loans later. You can borrow based on your expected earnings in the future. You can borrow student loans. Parents are able to borrow as well. But look at number 4. I like that. This is where you come in, how you can help pay for your college. Some students are fortunate enough to be able to take AP courses, these dual or CLEP courses. Some kids are able to take these courses in high school, and when they get to college, look at what they do. So some of them are skipping their freshman year, and when they arrive at college, they're already a sophomore. So what does that do? Normally, if it's taking 4 years, now this kid, you're saving with paying for college because now you only have 3 years to pay for. So that's a way to pay for college if you prepare yourself so that you can take some of these courses that are eligible for college credit. And you also can control costs by just taking some lower cost alternatives initially. What do we mean by that? Sometimes, if you can't afford to go to a big private institution or public institution, some lower cost alternatives, would be like community colleges. Start at a small community college and work your way up until you can afford to go to one of the larger institutions. And you see here the 5th way, and we say yes, because this is what most students want. I want somebody to help me pay. I want somebody else to pay it for me. I want scholarships. I want grants. Well, guess what? To get this option, it means you're going to have to work. It doesn't come easy. That means you're doing all that you need to do right now while you're in high school, preparing yourself. Scholarships don't come easy. Scholarships come by hard work, okay, and good preparation. And we'll talk about that later in our section. So we said, show me the money. Cynthia, what kind of money do we have available? Well, we have gift aid or grants. You see here, many students receive what is called the federal Pell Grant. You complete that FAFSA form, it's connected, or many students associated with it. What money am I going to get? It helps us determine your eligibility for the federal Pell Grant. And in 2007, 2008, the average Pell Grant award was about $3,700. But look at here. The Pell Grants that you're going to receive for this school year, the maximum you will get is $5,550. How do I get that? That means that your family's expected contribution is zero. If your EFC is zero, that's the lowest on the index range. If you have an EFC of zero, then you'll get the maximum Pell Grant. And the minimum award, it actually has changed. The minimum award for this upcoming school year through some congressional formulas and all. And my slide is, I need to update it, but you can make a note. The minimum that you will get this year is $1,176. And that's significant, $1,176. Max, $5,550. Minimum, this is what you'll get because Congress wrote in some provisions to increase it. Whatever the minimum is, it allows, it's a formula where they'll go in and add additional money on top of. So it used to be that $400 was the minimum, but now through congressional action, so I need to update that slide. But notice the neatest thing on here. It says 2 Pell Grants per award year. Cynthia, what in the world does that mean? Well, it means that you can get 2 full scheduled Pell Grant awards in one school year. What's an award year, school year? The award year or school year starts at July 1, from July 1 of 2010, so from this summer all the way over to June 30th of next year, it is possible for you to get 2 full Pell Grants. Look at this example that I have here. You can go to school this summer. If your EFC is zero, this example assumes that you're getting the max for illustration purposes. You'll get $2,775. You go to school in the fall, you get $2,775. Normally, prior to a recent regulatory change, you would have been out. And so you would have had to find additional funds to go in the spring. However, again, the rules have changed, and now when the spring of 2011 rolls around, as long as you're at least half-time, okay? So we do have some provisions. You have to be enrolled in at least half-time in order to get this second Pell Grant award. But look at that. You can get it in the spring, and then again, when summer rolls around again, you get it again. So here's the 2 Pell Grants. You've just received $11,000 in one school year. Now Congress started, we just implemented this for the 09-10 school year because Congress's intent was to allow you to accelerate in your program. A lot of times kids don't go to summer school. Why? Because they've used up all of their money during fall and spring. But now here's a way that you're being encouraged to go to school, complete your education by giving you an opportunity to get these 2 full awards, 2 full schedule awards in one school year. That's significant. You can clap now and say, thank you, Lord. They're getting me some money. Call your congressman and thank him because that's new. Now, the Academic Competitiveness Grant, we see here it's available for students who have completed a rigorous high school program, and you guys know those programs here in Texas, such as the Texas Distinguished Achievement Diploma or the Texas State Scholars Initiative or any Texas high school program. So there are a lot of programs here in Texas. If you completed a rigorous high school program, you can get this Academic Competitiveness Grant. Your first year award will be $750, and then your second year would be $1,300. There are some eligibility criteria that you'll need to read about in this book, Funding Your Education. Can't cover everything tonight, but I just want to give you the good stuff. And then you'll have to do a little bit more reading. The bad news about the ACG grant is that Congress didn't fund this grant. So it's going away after this school year, 10-11. So don't get your hopes up when you're setting a 4-year budget. It's going to go away, unfortunately. But it's available right now for this upcoming school year. Then this third grant that we talk about is the Supplemental Educational Opportunity Grant. You see here that you can get a minimum of $1,000 and up to $4,000. This is one of those programs that's called a campus-based program. This grant has to go to the neediest students, those students with the lowest expected family contributions. The lowest you can go is what? 0. So the neediest students, but that doesn't mean that your EFC, it only goes to 0 EFCs. There's a built-in regulation that if funds are still available, you can award it to other students and other categories of students. But schools get a minimum amount for this. They don't get enough for every student. Pell Grant, every student that's eligible will receive a Pell Grant award. But SELG, schools get, for instance, I used to get about $300,000, and I would try to help 300 students. I give them $1,000 a piece, 500 fall and spring, trying to maximize the awards. That's why you have to apply early and get it in so that if you are eligible, you can take advantage of this award. Now, I told you that that minimum EFC for Pell Grant was 0 to get that maximum Pell. The cutoff EFC is 4716. So if your EFC, your expected family contribution, is higher than 4717, you're not going to get a federal Pell Grant. But you might be eligible for some of these other programs.